Are you struggling to manage your child's behavioral tantrums? Wondering why is it they just won't listen to you? Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favourite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to share with you 3 common mistakes that parents make with respect to behavior management with their little ones, particularly a little one with special needs. So here at My Favourite Physio, we see lots of little ones with special needs. It's not uncommon that the little ones we see have behavioural tantrums. We've always been quite successful with managing their behaviors and teaching them boundaries and how to behave so they no longer throw tantrums and in fact are extremely cooperative with their therapists while at physiotherapy here in our clinic. So I thought I would jump in and share with you 3 common mistakes we see that parents often make when it comes to managing behavioral tantrums. The first mistake is giving in and rewarding them for their behavioral tantrums. So, for example, if your child is screaming and crying because they want something at the shop, to avoid embarrassment, parents often give in to their child, or they'll give them cuddles and settle them and say, oh, it's all right, my sweetheart. And eventually they get a lolly or they get the toy they actually want because a parent just wants to stop that tantrum in a public place. So really, in reality, what you're doing is you're rewarding your child for their behavioral tantrums, and they learn that if I scream, I get, and I scream harder, I get faster, which is probably why you're struggling to get that behavioral tantrum under control. The second common mistake we see parents make is that they would make threats of a consequence which they do not carry through. So for example, they might say, well, if you make so much screaming and noise, I'm going to leave you here and you can't come home with me. Now that threat is not possible. You will not carry that through. So they would give a consequence which is not achievable on their part. And if you do that frequently, your child will learn that your threats or consequences are just not real. So it's really important to not be giving consequences that you can't carry through. A more realistic thing might be, well, you're not going to get the lolly if you don't finish your dinner, and you don't give them the lolly if they don't finish their dinner. Something that you can carry through. If not, the consequences don't matter to your child. The third common mistake we see parents make is they don't stand firm on their ground. When they say no, it doesn't really mean no. It might mean maybe. So the goalpost keeps moving. If they say, well, you have to do X, Y, and Z exercise before you get to use the iPad, you'll find that when the child starts to throw a tantrum, they're like, well, okay, just one more exercise. And so the goalpost keeps moving closer and closer to what the child actually wants. So the child learns that, well, actually, if I bargain a little bit more by screaming a little bit longer, you will cave in and I will get my way. So really moving that goalpost all the time towards what they want is only reinforcing your child's behavioral tantrums. Now, these are common mistakes that most parents make, and it's totally understandable because you can't quite put up a strong defense to your child's behavioral tantrums every moment of every day. So we totally understand where you are, and that is where a therapist can step in and help your child with their behavior management. We often do refer our children for behavioral therapists, but at the same time, when we're here at physiotherapy, we do carry out behavior strategies like cognitive behavior strategies that will basically help your child learn the boundaries. And once we start doing that with your child then learns that that's how they behave even at home if you carry out the same strategies. So if you are out there and you're struggling with your child's behavioral tantrums and you would love some help with it, why don't you give us a ring here at My Favourite Physio, speak to one of our Expert Paediatric Physiotherapists, find out what we can do to help your child. The number to ring is 02-9790-4233. And if you know somebody out there with a child with special needs and their behavioral tantrums are just out of control, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye.